Hey, I'm DJ Zeke Thomas, and we're hanging out with Bleu Magazine. Some of my favorite clubs in the city, in New York City, would be Beauty and Essex, Finale, SL. Love the new renovation at Marquee. I also, the classics, Whip, Greenhouse. The best party cities in terms of the states have to be, I think Miami's number one. I think if you want to party, have fun, all that, Miami. And Chicago's the birthplace of house music. A lot of people know that, but Chicago is the birthplace of house music. Detroit being the birthplace of techno, and now you see, electro has formed and taken over, the globe and spanned, with trap music and everything else. But Chicago is a great party city. When I was 11 years old, my older cousin Blake got a set of turntables. He was 13, and I used to go over to his house, my mom's sister's son. I used to go over to his house and always, play with them. I was just fascinated by the turntables. And when I moved to Indianapolis from Detroit, I got an internship at WTLC, which is an Emmis station, and I worked under Guy Black. And when we moved to New York City, Guy recommended me to go and work at Hot 97. So at Hot 97 is where I truly, started to hone, and Funk Flex, Fat Man Scoop, Angie Martinez. They really, they were like, "You want to do this? Let's show you how." Working at Hot was an experience that, I can't even trade. I wouldn't trade for anything. I remember being actually in Cleveland, and it was at a Cavs game, and excuse me, the Cavs were playing the Knicks, and I drove up from Indiana to go see the game. And after the game, met LeBron, and LeBron was like, "Okay, let's go." So I'm like, "All right, where we go?" So I get in the car, and that's when Jay-Z had just come out, or hadn't even come out yet, but American Gangster, his album, LeBron had it. So we're listening to it, and I'm like, "Yo, this is American Gangster." I'm like, "How you get this?" And I didn't even say it. I'm like, "It's LeBron." Of course, he got the album, but so I'm in the car, and I'm like, "Okay, we're good." So then we get to the venue, and I'm like, I just heard this phenomenal album, and I'm still like in awe. And then they're like, "All right, go spin." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "No, go spin, do a set." So I DJ, and that to me was just like, that was the moment where I was like, all right, I've kind of arrived to a sense, you're trusting me to just go do my thing. You good? You sure? All right. First of all, I signed to Tommy Boy Records this month, and I'm really excited about it. I mean, signing to Tommy Boy when they signed, Tommy Boy really, was known for hip hop in the 90s. I mean, Africa Bambaataa, Queen Latifah, Naughty by Nature, House of Pain, Tommy Boy, And what I love about, my music and what I do is I combine hip hop and electronic music and try to fuse it into one. It's amazing to me that, they like to coin the thing that DJs are the new rock stars. Well, they really are. I mean, DJs are selling out shows in Las Vegas. DJs are selling out the Garden. A DJ is selling out the Garden. Let that marinate for a second.
A DJ.
Yeah. I feel like in anything, the moment in your career, in your work, in your career and your work, the moment you're not challenged is the moment where you probably should do something else. And I feel challenged every single day, every single hour, every single moment. It's like, even in my head sitting here right now, it's like, all right, I gotta go do this after this. I gotta figure out, the whole album process, gotta do the music video, gotta do this. I mean, there's so much that goes into being an artist, into being a performer, into being an entertainer than just, making the music or doing the interview. It's like, it's a 24-hour day, 5-day or 7-day a week job. It's like, you know, so the day that I stop feeling challenged is the day that I will give it up. So I 100% still feel challenged. In terms of DJing, I mean, technology has definitely, you know, impacted the industry. I mean, you know, now with the advent of Serato and Ableton and, you know, all these other softwares that, you know, you can mix off of. I want, you know, the viewer and the fan and even, you know, the old school DJ from, you know, who's 70s-year-old kicking himself because we ain't spinning vinyls no more. It's like, DJing is still an art, and that guy who is, you know, whether he's spinning CDs or whether he's spinning vinyl, if he's doing his thing, he's DJing. Now that guy who is, you know, DJing off his computer and, you know, twisting some knobs, you know, that's still kind of a gray area. But those people who, you know, are mixing and doing their thing and, you know, gotta listen to the record and count the beat count, you know, scratch it in and whatever, don't knock them because they don't have 4 crates and 5 crates and, you know, people carrying their stuff, you know. I used to carry crates. I'm glad I don't got to anymore. Y'all should be thankful. Like, evolve. My biggest mentor in my life will always be my father. My father is who I, you know, emulate and strive to be like, and not just because, you know, he was the best at what he did. And yes, I will say it again, my father was the best at what he did. You know, so I just want everybody to know that, you know, I emulate my dad because he, you know, was so great at what he did, but I emulate him more because he really, you know, showed me how to be a man. And the fact that, you know, he could be, you know, a superstar and be in the Hall of Fame and be so great at that, but still be a Hall of Fame father and a Hall of Fame person, that's what I want to take with me. And that's, you know, so important to me. So definitely the person who has the greatest impact is my father.